Well, I mean, I've been. It's not something that I haven't wanted to do. For a long time. There hasn't been a ton of opportunities. In the states since I retired, and there's been a couple in Europe, but I just honestly I don't want to travel that much. Just too much. And then with this project that came on, talking with Ducati about some stuff last year, and they had kind of asked me to do a couple things, and I said, well, it's if there's more to it, I said I'm interested. I just don't want to do one or two things, and then kind of because I have a good relationship with Yamaha from the past, and then he said, well, wait a second, because there's something going on. Let me make a call, and called me back the next day, and he said, would you how do you feel about running a team, like being a manager of a new Ducati team? And I was like, not really, not. I just said, I said, I know what I'm good at and I know what I'm not good at. And I said, running budgets and putting that stuff together, I was like, no. But when it comes to working with the riders and just kind of working on the whole atmosphere of the team and the riders talking with the mechanics, with the engineers, and just making sure that feedback is just interpreted the best way possible. I said, I think I can help and work with the riders and stuff like that. And they said, yeah, let's do it then. So that's kind of how it started. And then, it was a little bit more than that in the very beginning. And then now it's kind of, Richie's in the team running stuff, doing a great job as a manager. And it's kind of let me get back to what, I wanted to do more in the team and what my strengths are, for sure.
Did you have when you were racing, did you ever imagine wanting to do something like that? I know some guys, it's like they're kind of, they want to retire and then they see themselves being involved still in the sport. Is that something you were?
Yeah, I mean, I was never against it. I never thought, I definitely knew I wasn't like the manager type person for sure. But, when it comes to looking at, 5 years and looking at the performance part of the team and some of those decisions and just the path and again with the riders and all that, I felt like I've got some knowledge, for sure, and if it could work out, it could. And then, after racing, retired and took a big break, which I needed, after racing that long. And then, with this opportunity coming up, it's, sponsors are great, Ducati's great, the riders we've got, Graham, the whole package was just was perfect. And I'm sitting at home and I talked with the wife and she said, you can only pick up so many sticks on the property and do so many burn piles, so get your ass out there and do something for a few years. So and since I've been back, I mean, it's been awesome. I didn't really know how it was going to go coming back and not seeing a lot of people and being in the paddock, but it seems like it's gone really well, and I've enjoyed it. I mean, honestly, some of the most fun weekends I've had, besides just doing family stuff, has been, all right, we're going back to the track, and it is fun being back in what I know and the people I'm used to being around.
What is it like managing, 3 riders that are completely different, really, right? You've got PJ, Kayla,
Yeah.
and then obviously Corey, who's 6'9". I mean, what's that like managing? There's, 3 different personalities there,
Yeah.
3 different riding styles, and how are you able to kind of pick it apart and really, work with those riders?
Yeah, it's that's been, and I wouldn't say that's been tough. It's been a little bit different. Just learning how to do it. I think it's been well. Corey can kind of probably speak to it a little bit more, but you're right. It's but I was in Kayla's shoes before. And then I was kind of in all 3 of their shoes at one point. And, with Kayla, it's kind of, she's got a lot of talent, doing really good things. But she kind of needs, a circle of, a good circle of people around her and stuff like that. So just kind of, teaching her that there's a totem pole to the whole racing thing, and you're a quarter of the way up there, and you've just got to keep looking at things like a progression. And with Corey, he's seasoned. He knows what he's doing. Same thing with PJ. So it's not necessarily ever saying hey, ride the bike like this or do that. That's not my job, because all the guys and girls, they can.
Sorry.
No, they can. But they can they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
It's not you need to do this or do that. It's just kind of what are you lacking? What are you not feeling? This is what I'm seeing, can you go about it this way, or is it going to mess this up? And, you know, just kind of listening to some of the stuff I have to say. I've told all three of them that, you know, there's times that I'm going to say stuff that, you know, you might not agree with. You might agree with a lot of it or some of it, and you don't have to take all of it. You know, I mean, you need to do what makes you comfortable. But, you know, just giving them confidence and just like talking about Mid-Ohio with Corey. Had a bad weekend with the bike, and we had a lot of issues, and it happens sometimes. But I also knew that he was riding really good, and that's a good track for him. And there was a time in qualifying where it was like, hey, you might get about 6 minutes to put a lap in, and this lap counts for your race. So I kind of told him, I was like, this is when, even though it's a lot of the bike's problem, we're trying to figure it out with the team. If the bike shows up and it's good to go, I was like, you need to do your job now. Like, you need to pull it out and you know, take that little extra risk to get you where you need to be in qualifying for the race. And he rode incredible that weekend. It's just the bike wasn't there, and there were some things going on. So just like I said, every now and then being there for the confidence part of it, or just, you know, seeing some of the little things, or just asking a little bit of different questions and, you know, setup or what they're feeling with the bike that maybe gets it a little bit better.